Welcome to Mind Your Business. It's good to see you. Yes, I can see you. Wherever you are, I can see you. It's good to come your way again with this week's episode of Mind Your Business. And I'm so excited because I get to interview not just an awesome guest, also, this person is speaking at iFAB at the Women Leaders Retreat, which is day one of the conference, and she'll be helping us dig deep into the subject matter of succession planning. And speaking of succession planning, it is also the conversation we are going to have today. And before I introduce our guests, Miladies, come closer. Have you registered yet for iFAB? Are you aware that we are having a gala night on Saturday, 5th April? Are you aware? Have you registered? It's a free event, but you have to register first before coming. And we've made arrangements. So if you need accommodation and all these other things, it can be sorted. Just click on the link to register. And I mentioned that our guest today is also speaking at on the day one, which is the Women Leaders Retreat for a smaller group of women. This is where we dig deep, and it's an intimate group. And then the women who come for the retreat will continue to work together in the year as a mastermind. So I don't know yet if at the time of doing this, airing this interview, there are still spots. You can click on the link if it's possible and then register for the Women Leaders Retreat. If that is closed, please go on ahead and sign up for the gala, because I would love to see you and celebrate together for our 10th anniversary. Look, I did this interview on the 10th. It's not 10th January, it's 10th February. And I'm talking about 10. So it is Holy Spirit sending me a message saying, congratulations. Okay. Now let's talk about today's guest. Her name is Mary Asante Asamoah. She's the founder of Family Business Hub Ghana. Now, she actually also is the executive director of Barbex, where her role harnesses over a decade in the mining industry, steering her team to deliver innovative supply chain solutions and environmental, social, and governance excellence. Their strategic partnerships across Africa and the pivot from product supply to comprehensive value-driven services marks significant milestones under her leadership. Founding Family Business Hub Ghana reflects her dedication to nurturing generational business transitions and advocating for robust family enterprise frameworks. Ladies and gentlemen, grab either your cuppa. Today I am doing hot chocolate here, but I also have water. Grab it and let's enjoy this episode of Mind Your Business.
FAB Ashanti, a haven nestled at the tip of Kumasi, where fresh air meets serenity. FAB Ashanti is a residential learning and event space perfect for your corporate training, staff retreat, group hangouts, and wedding receptions. With 4 rooms and 15 beds, you and your group can sleep comfortably. What makes us special? FAB Ashanti is not just a space, it's a commitment. By choosing us, you support community projects empowering women and youth. Join us at FAB Ashanti off Aful Junction, Abuabukesi, Kumasi. FAB Ashanti, here we grow. Hi, I am Ahmed Duncan, founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. Before 2015, I was that broke girl who was stuck in her own limiting belief of not enoughness. Marianne Williamson's words, "You are a child of God," woke me up. And then I sought help to work on myself. I still invest heavily in my personal development, and so much has changed for me in the most incredible ways. My burning desire is to see an Africa in which women are empowered to thrive and impact people. I am a trainer, coach, author, social entrepreneur, and an event organizer who is passionate about helping others on their own personal development journey so that together we can all thrive as fabulous children of God. Mind Your Business is our weekly podcast which is free on YouTube. Here we share enriching content to help us all thrive as fabulous children of God. And if you prefer to work with me one-on-one, please go to my website, amadankan.com/store to book a discovery call with me.
Mary, it's always good to see you. Thank you so much for making time for this conversation. I know you are probably jet lagged, but I am just happy to hear you. Thank you. How was South Africa?
It was good. Busy as always, but definitely good. I'm pushed some good policies through. I think we've made some progress in mining, and yeah, I'm happy with the meeting. So tired or not, it was a fruitful journey, so I'm happy.
It was worth it. Thank God.
Yes.
God. So I first met you at the CEO Accelerator program with Coach Robert, where we were both, on the program. And I'm so happy I joined that program because I got to meet lovely people like you. And I always saw you as very cool, calm, collected. And, I'm like all over the place dancing, and Mary's like all calm and everything. Have you always been like this? Tell us about your childhood as a young Ghanaian girl.
So let me go back to the dancing bit. I think you were in that class where we had to do the buga dance. And I just wanted to disappear because some of us, we don't dance in public. Or, those people that sit in the chair and what the best dancers, then when we get up, it's like 2 left feet. Yeah. So I'm one of those. So I really admired you. I mean, seeing you at the program was just nice. But yes, have I always been like this? Yeah. I think this has been me generally. If you talk to classmates from childhood and all, I've just been a quiet, I like to be in my corner sort of person. Maybe they'll actually say I've changed because I was never one to be out there talking, granting interviews. No, that's not me. So in terms of those things, I guess you could say I've changed. But yeah, this has been me. I mean, I'm sitting in my corner doing my thing. I think this is it. God has just been pushing me a lot more these days. So I'm going out of my comfort zone, but really, this has been me.
Well done for going out of your There was something that you said I wanted to piggyback on, but I lost the phrase, but it's something about, you putting yourself out there. And yes, granting interviews, which is crazy because now you have a podcast. So you are not just interviews, you are interviewing others. And
can you imagine?
Before we get into your life as executive director of Barbex, did I get the pronunciation correct?
Yeah.
Before we get into all that, what made you decide to start a podcast on family business?
The podcast. Now, when I say, people say, Mary, stop your spiritual stuff. But honestly, I think it's just God, because anybody who knows me knows I don't do cameras. I don't do microphones. Those are two things that, no, forget it. I don't like taking pictures. I don't like any of that. So to be one sitting in front of a camera, interviewing, using microphones, definitely a calling. But why did I start sharing on family business? So, okay, so we'll get into the Barbex story later. But really, I joined Barbex. I came back home from DC, and the plan was to just get some work experience, understand, just get some work experience for business school, because I had trained more in international relations and I wanted to switch into finance and business. So they said I needed relevant work experience. I'd been working in a nonprofit organization doing more of policy work. So when they said relevant experience, I started applying for different roles just to get that experience. And my mom said, "Oh, you've been complaining about being away, all of that. So why don't you just come home, use the time to, just be home, and then at the same time get the experience that you need to go back to business school." So that's how it happened. And when I moved back, I had the culture shock because I'd been away for a while. And so systems, like just how things were working, I was just stressed with that. And then I moved back and thought, I was going to work with Daddy. And I came back and it was a separate thing. I mean, it was completely different because this time I was working with my boss. I hadn't tuned my mind to that. So it's just that whole journey. I started documenting and just writing about the joys of working in a family business. I hadn't psyched myself up for it. And when I started, I noticed that, wow, there's so many people, dealing with similar stories. Like so many people were reaching out to me. I was like, I thought I was alone in this, but good to know that we're all suffering. Let's get together. So we started sharing our stories, all informal. And then I said, listen, let's make it formal. So I decided to start this podcast just to share the story, to inspire other people, because this is me. I mean, I've gone through the journey for a while. I started in 2008, and the podcast was only launched in, what year are we in, 2025? So 2023. It was a birthday gift to myself. But yes, I had to take that bold move. But I had been on that journey for a while and realized that it gets better. It gets better. And so I wanted to inspire family businesses to just put in the systems, put in the structures, and keep going. Because at the end of the day, I think my main aim was, we need businesses that outlive us. We need businesses that transcend generations. I mean, if you think about Ghana, we've had really good businesses that seem to die with the founders. Should that be the case? I don't think so. And so these are just ways of, the podcast is just a way for people to understand that, wait, there are businesses that are putting in the structures that are doing well. We can learn from them. Of course, there are those stories where things don't go well as well. And for those ones, we listen and we figure out what to avoid or learn from them and prevent those things. So that's it. It's my own journey that inspired me to start the Family Business Diaries. But really, as I got into it, I realized there's a bigger problem where so many family businesses are so many in Ghana. And if we can put the systems in place for all of them, then that's going to help our economic development. And also, yep, that's it.
Absolutely, very much needed. Businesses outliving us. Like I am still, the Fabulous Woman Network is 10 years, and I pray to God that in 100
That's major.
Thank you.
Well done.
100 years, when I'm dead and gone, sitting by God, sipping on some coffee or tea by God, I'll see
Am I sure I'll be tea in heaven? Maybe tea, not coffee.
I just hope, that running and doing better than we started it,
Yeah.
I know that Barbex, you've been around for 35 years or more.
Yep, 35. Started since July 1990. I mean, it's been an amazing journey. And my dad has really done well. And I don't know how he did it, because I only joined in 2008 and I've gone gray, but yeah.
So before we get to you as executive director, walk us through the Barbex story briefly since 1990, when your dad started it.
So my dad started it. My dad used to work with Taylor Woodrow, and part of his responsibilities was to help set up the mines. They had a project to do that. Now, when that was done, Taylor Woodrow decided they were, leaving, closing that branch or something along those lines. He shared it when he was on my podcast. But basically, at that point, he asked for the blessing of his employer and decided to stay on and start a business to continue, what they had started from Taylor Woodrow. So that's how Barbex came about. Barbex is Barbara, my mom's name, and exports, because the main aim was to start exporting. So shout out to my romantic father. But yes, so over the years, I mean, Barbex has mainly been involved in providing support services to the mines. So any and everything to make the mines, to help the mines focus on their core business, which is get the gold. Barbex is in there to support. And I think if you listen to the story from the past, it was even simple things like getting visas for the expats that were coming in at that time, just providing some sort of comfort, providing those support services for them. Those were basic things. Basically, they help grow that stream of, the support services, help them throughout all these years. Of course, now things are so different now that when he talks, I think he shared a story about how they even had to import special sausages for these expats. I'm like, how is that part of, like, can we focus on, but those were key things that people needed to be comfortable in the region, right? To help to stay and then to focus on the mining aspect. So I think he's just over the years, basically been that partner, that special partner that you can't do without, who is there to provide answers to, whatever needs, whatever, provide solutions to whatever your need is. And we're still doing that. Of course, it's changed, the scope has changed, but basically that's it, trying to be that indispensable partner. And interestingly enough, on the one side, Barbex focuses on the, what do you call it, provisional supply chain solutions, but we also have a plantation. So we're into production and value creation for cocoa, rubber, and coffee. So it's like two different sides. But yes, that's all we've been into, value-driven supply chain solutions. And it's been an interesting journey through the years. At a point, he was a local partner for most multinationals that were coming in. Over time, grew into being his own person that could bid for businesses. And also, it's been a growth journey, and we're grateful to God.
As you're speaking, the word patience comes to me. Like I'm telling myself, I'm gonna be patient. He started 35 years ago. Be patient.
Yep.
I'm calming myself here. We will get there.
It's process. And I think that's one thing I keep hammering when I talk to, this generation, when I talk to people, we get frustrated so easy. It's like you start something, you want it to go, but it takes time, it takes patience. And yes, so now I always remind myself, it's a process. Relax, take it easy, enjoy the journey. Yes.
And now you've taken over as executive director. Wow, that's a big, I have
a title.
Director friend. Hey, please don't all the different things that you have to do, and
I tell you.
Yes, I would love for you to run us through your life as executive director of Barbex. What does that look like?
It's like this. All right. So what does that look like? I mean, of course, getting to this point, it's been a journey. When I joined the business, I told you I came in just to get experience and go out. But one of the key things my father did was to give me a role where I got to understudy everyone. He wanted me to just regroup or restructure the business group. And so that gave me a chance to understand the whole business, the entire business. I was working with consultants. It was just a perfect time to restructure. I mean, I came in at that time, so that was a good learning curve for me. Over time, we've been through different phases. We've been through challenging times, but no one day is the same way. So it's very difficult for me to describe my role, right? But it's just making sure that I lead this team to fulfill or to achieve all the things we've planned out to do. I think as executive director, I keep saying, well, the title sounds nice, but it's hard work because you're trying to manage all stakeholders, right? On the one side, you want to make sure your customers are happy. You have the regulators on the other side. You have to make sure you're thinking, in spite of everything, forward thinking, what is next? What is the strategy? Thinking of the future, thinking of what things we need to achieve, pushing people through it. Because sometimes you have these, everybody is doing their work, right? But when they face a challenge, they come to you and they're hoping, they believe that you have the solution. And I think the test for me was during COVID because I don't have solution to some of these things. Hello, we all woke up to the same saga, but these are some of the challenges. I think it's just understanding that you're there to manage all stakeholders and to keep the team keep moving forward, keeping that strategy, leading people to the vision or leading people to achieve whatever the vision is. And it's interesting to say the least, but it's been good. I am learning as we move along because it doesn't matter what training you've been through. It doesn't matter, what we've learned or what my dad has taught me along the way. Things are so different now. And so what pushes me or what helps me, what drives me is the values that he's instilled in me. It's those, principles. Those are the things that it's a solid foundation. So it doesn't matter what comes, you still apply those things. Remember, integrity, you have to give your all, excellence, things like that. And then regardless of what comes, You just go with the flow. But yes, so
Oh, sorry, you finish.
no, I'm just saying. So that's it. Executive director, moving the team along, striving to achieve our vision, and just managing stakeholders and understanding that I get backing. God is with me, so I can do it all. Yeah.
And you've shared that it's been challenging, but I also am curious to know, what are you most proud of, executive director?
What am I most proud of? So I think one of the key things for me has been when I joined the business. I told you we used to be like a local partner for multinationals. And then over time, we became our own person. I mean, we could go in and bid for businesses ourselves. I think a key one for me was securing a contract for a certain, I need to be very public, for a chemical, right? And this has been, I mean, since inception of mining or something in Ghana, only one business has had that. There's one multinational that has dominated that market all throughout. And we came in little girl and we managed to win that contract. For me, that's like breaking the seal. That told me that we can do whatever we set our minds to. So every time I'm faced with a challenge, I remember that, listen, you put in the work, you did this, shook the system. So it means you can do it all. And yes, that's one of the things. Another thing maybe, so in 2023, we went for a chamber meeting, affiliates meeting. That's where all the, what do you call it? The support services, the affiliates committee is made up of all support services in the mining industry. Well, that belongs to the Chamber of Mines. We had the chairman at that time retiring. And so we were asked to nominate, and we had to choose new leaders. Now, I was just humbled and blessed to have been nominated and, voted as the vice chair for the affiliates group. For some people, it's just another title. But listen, I told you that I came from an arts background. I came from, I did political science and international relations. I'm not a mining person. I only came into mining because I was here to get experience to go back to business school. And going back to business school, the plan was not to come and work with my dad after. I didn't really have plans of joining any family business. I had my own agenda. But yes, I came in without any mining experience. I've learned on the job. I've always questioned myself because every time they talk, they're so technical. And here I am always coming with my policy stuff. Oh, we need to analyze this and we need to check this. And, so it's always that different point of view. And sometimes you wonder, are you making sense? Or like, is this what you should be saying in this forum, right? But I mean, for me, that nomination and vote, it was a vote of confidence. It was telling me that at least I'm doing something right and people see it or appreciate it. And it just, I love service and I love to help, love to make a difference. So this just sealed it for me. So now I speak up more. I'm just trying to make a difference in the mining industry. So that was good for me. And what other milestone? Yes, I was, I think last year for women in mining, I received an award, surprisingly, one of the top 10, what they call it, inspirational women in mining. It's like me. Yes. So that was also really, really nice. But yeah, so the key thing was that contract. I think that was it for me.
Congratulations. And when you mentioned the contract, I got goosebumps upon get you. I wasn't there when it happened, but I could imagine and understand you. For someone, it's not a big deal, but for you, it was
like yes.
Made you see that, listen, Mary, there's more and you can do it. And fantastic. So, and I was picturing, you called yourself a small girl with a big God.
Yes, exactly. Small girl, big God. And my team has also been I have an amazing team. There's some people on there that knew me when I was in like my uniform coming to visit my dad in the office. So some have been there for long, but they're super supportive, very talented. And yes, it's teamwork, but we're doing big things.
And you know, I really wanted to know a bit more about you and then the organization, because this is also like a prelude to you coming to speak at iFAB, because you'll be
Mm-hmm.
asked some of the skills, strategies, and tools you've been learning, what you learned from your dad, and then interviewing all these people on your podcast.
Yeah.
But today I want you to give us a tidbit just for someone who says, "Oh, but I'm not coming for the conference. What about me?"
Hey.
I know, right? Hey.
Why are they not coming? Why
So
are they...
about what you've learned. I mean, your dad passed on some stuff to you. You are still learning. I'm sure you're still learning from him. You're learning from others that you've interviewed. What are you noticing as the culture of succession planning when it comes to Ghanaian businesses?
This matter. All right. So I think it starts from, let's just talk business. I think what I've noticed in, Ghanaian businesses is the business revolves around the founder. The business revolves around that leader. Now, is it a bad thing? Yeah, maybe it's not, because this person is driving the culture, influencing everything that happens. But what happens when that leader is not available, right, to help? What happens when the leader is not there to give direction? When we talk succession, I think in one of my interviews, maybe it was the one with my dad, actually, yes, I was like, oh, we need to talk about succession planning. Why do you people shy away from that topic? Why don't you want to talk about succession? Who takes over from you and all of that? And he raised a point that I had never thought of, which was, he said, when we talk succession in Ghana, we relate it to death. It's like, oh, when you're not there, when you're gone, who's going to take care of your business? And he's like, in this side of the world, who wants to talk about dying? We don't do that. And so the conversation should be, listen, you won't always be here. It's possible you want to go on vacation. You should have a business that can run outside, run without you. And it's not because you're dying. And I think that's one of the things that if we can start having those conversations and say, listen, set up a business that runs independent of a founder. Yes, we acknowledge that you are the founder, and it's important. We cannot do without the founder because the founder has the vision. The founder is the one who has that strategy. Like, what you want. You started the business. The key thing is you need to pass those values and that vision on to other people. Yes, when you're not there, in terms of system, in terms of structures, the business can go on. We could easily hire people to do some of the things, but where's the heart and soul of the business? That vision, that thing needs to be there. And so when we talk succession, for me, it's carry me along, carry that person that you want to take over from you, carry them along so that they can. Sorry, my lights just went off. But carry them along so that they can continue that legacy for you. It's not, and that's why they say that sometimes when you bring the next gens on, they just spend the money, they just waste money because they don't understand the vision. They don't know, why you started this. They don't understand everything that you were hoping to achieve. So I think for us, succession in Africa, we need to understand that the business shouldn't be all about the founder. It's okay to acknowledge those things, but we need to move beyond that. We need to have more structure. And that's the difference when you talk to people from the diaspora, or maybe even when I came, you're exposed to more structure. You're exposed to things being done a certain way. And so you want those same things in your business. Like I joined Barbex and I'm like, okay, governance, we need to make sure we're on points. We need to make sure we have this. We have like structure needs to be in place that will make things easier when you're, handing over to somebody else. But aside that vision and the heart and soul of the business needs to be handed over to that next gen or whoever is taking over. So it's important that we have these conversations around succession and basically start grooming those next leaders and helping them understand exactly where the business is going. And it makes a huge difference. We wait till it's too late and then it's very difficult. It's just choppy. Okay, you're out, this person is in, but they don't understand what they're doing and it doesn't help. And so for me, I think succession starts with a vision and ensuring that you pass those things on to your next, to the next gen. Those are key things for me.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. The vision, because without the vision, like where are we going? If I take it and I don't get it, then I
Mm-hmm.
take it to another place that perhaps the founder wasn't thinking. Now,
Yeah.
many women in our community are women business owners and all that. And for a lot of us, listen, we just started the business because we needed extra income or but is it possible that these businesses we are running, some of us are into fashion, others are into catering, service providers, trainers like me and all. Is there a possibility that, for instance, my consultancy or the Fabulous Woman Network can outlive me? And if yes, I'm asking because at the time I was starting, I wasn't even thinking of running a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was never, I always thought I'll be the corporate girl. So for someone like me, okay, now I find myself in business. I'm managing it so that me and my family can survive and I can do one or two things for the community, maybe. But
Yeah.
is it possible that I can take it to the next? And you've mentioned about, the vision being clear.
Yeah.
And how else can we prepare others to take over from us?
You raise a good point. When people start businesses, they'll say, "Oh, I identified a need and I just went in to solve it, and that was it." That's all that they set out to do. It's not because I thought of, "Oh, I'm building something for my children to take over." That's not what it is. However, pat yourself. I mean, you started something and it's going to be something very good. Now, it'll be selfish of you to say, "Okay, I've been there, done that, I've done my part, so I'm out." At a certain point, you need to start thinking of, okay, what happens to my business? Now, it doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be you handing over to your children. You could decide you're selling the business, for instance, and let me take that money and do something with it. You can decide that I'm going to sell the shares, anything. But the key is we need to think legacy. You started something, you were called to do something, you found solution to a problem. Why do you think it should end when you're gone? Why should it be? You need to continue. This last episode of Family Business Diaries, I went to Adabraka to interview my favorite Bambara seller. Now, I have been a customer for over 30 years. I won't give you my age, so over 30 years. And it was just amazing to see that she had left. She doesn't really come around anymore. But her daughter is still running the business. And this girl, I mean, the taste is still the same. Like classic, you don't even notice that something has changed. Maybe she's actually brought in more structure. She's talking sustainability and all, but she's so proud of what her mom is doing and she's carrying it forward. This only happened because her mom used to, on vacations, education is key and all, but on vacation she would bring her in, just understand the business, all of that. When it happens that way, the child is like, you're proud of what your parents has done and you want to continue it. Yes, the founder did not think a certain way, but by exposing your children to it, they want to carry it forward. Now, as ladies, I know I might see what you're doing. You started it and it's just to, offer some solution or do something because you enjoy it. But why can't it continue? I feel like there are certain things we need to do to future-proof our businesses. I've talked about the vision, right, which is key. But then there's also the aspect of the strategy, just understanding that this is where we're going, this is the way we want to go. If you know where you're going, then you know the source of people you want to employ, competent people. You're not just settling because you should take your work serious. You should take that vision serious. It's like you saying that I want people to mention my name when I'm long gone. That I did this for this community, I did this. And so I'm future-proofing my business where I'm making sure that I have the vision, I have competent people that are taking over, I have the systems and structures such that your governance is on point, everything you're doing. And don't think big, like don't think corporations, don't think massive. From your small corner, do the same things. It's these same things that the others do on a bigger scale, right? But those practices need to be, we should do the same for ourselves. Take yourself seriously and understand that you're a boss lady who's running a business. I don't, if you're selling wache, whatever it is, what are you doing right? What makes you different from the other person? Put in those systems, put in those structures, and ensure that you have a business that you can be proud of. I mean, when you get to heaven and God says, what do you use your time for? It's like the story of the talents. What did you do? Be proud of what you're doing. Make it excellent. If you're doing something, do it as unto the Lord. I feel like that's what it is. Sometimes we play too small. We think of, I mean, I'm just sewing to something. Why you guys come to stress me out with all this? But why not? Why can't you have a system where you're sewing and you have timesheets for your workers and you're able to file your taxes and you have an account where you pay everything to? You have systems, and so the business is there. I mean, today they say there's funding, show all your documentation. You can easily show it and say, hey, I know I sew only 20 dresses a month, but this is it. I've done it and I've done it so well. I have competent people that are working. If somebody wants to invest in your business, they won't say, don't take this person serious because they've brought the wrong people to fill the roles. You have the right people filling the roles. And when it comes to, let's stretch it back to family business, I keep saying that just because somebody's a family member doesn't mean that they should be in a certain role. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. Competency over family. What we want at the end is a business that thrives. We want a business that's doing well. And so what would it take to have that business? I love you, but if you are not the one for the job, we won't put you there. We want that vision at the end, which is a business that outlives us. To be able to do that, then that vision needs to be correct. You need to have the strategies, to have systems and structures. You need to have competent people, and you need to have open communication. I mean, I think that's one of the key things, especially on our side. We don't like talking about problems. We like to sweep things under the carpet, and then it leads to all this conflicts and all of that. But if we ensure that we're putting in the work and we're open and discussing problems and helping people to understand why we make certain decisions, it will help. So, ladies, we'll continue this at the conference, the 10-year anniversary. But it doesn't matter where you are. Start and put in those structures. Start thinking of, what do I want to be remembered for? What is it when I get to heaven and I'm asked about, what did you spend your time doing? You should be able to proudly describe your business and everything that you did and impact the community. So, yep.
Oh my goodness, you have preached. You have preached left, right, center. Thank you so much. Before I let you go, I have some short sentences that start and then you end. Three of them, rapid fire.
3 sentences. Okay.
I start and then you finish, okay? The first one, if I could advise my younger self, I would say,
oh gosh. Trust the process. Don't stress. Trust the process and walk with God. Do it with God. Don't do it alone. You're not alone. But trust the process. Walk with God. I think that's it. We all have these plans, and why is this not happening? And no. I've come to understand all things work together for good. So just trust the process.
It's true. Yeah. That statement, we should all put it somewhere that every minute we'll see it and then
I tell you. And it's so interesting. You go through stuff, you understand, and yet something comes up again, then you start stressing again. You're like, oh my God.
Why are we humans like that?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, thank God we're not. If I was God, you people would get knocks every day because what is this? Yeah, but nah. I think he understands us. That's why he extends so much love to us. But trust the process. Yeah. All things work together.
The second one, I am fabulous because.
Oh gosh. I'm fabulous because I'm unique. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm different, here to make a difference. I'm fabulous because I'm unique and I'm here to make a difference. Yeah.
I like what you said. I am different and I'm here to make a difference. I love
hashtag. I got that in Akosombo years ago as a guy who came to preach. And he said that thing and it stayed with me since.
Oh,
I'm different and here to make a difference. So I stopped stressing about comparing myself. No, I'm different. Here to make a difference. So
that just gave me another goosebumps. Oh, be showered with goosebumps. And then a final sentence. One book that has greatly helped me in business is
one book. All right, let me be the odd one out. It has to be the Bible.
odd at all.
Oh,
Actually,
really?
oh yes, yes. And yeah,
Wow.
a lot of people have mentioned, oh yes, absolutely.
Nice. Okay, I'm not alone.
The
Yes,
Bible.
but the Bible, blueprints, strategies is all in there. It's loaded.
Mm.
It's really where I get my thing from. So the Bible.
What's your favorite book in the Bible? Do you
Oh,
have?
don't do that to me. No. We won't do that. I can't choose one. But I think every season and what you learn. I mean, currently I'm in First Kings because I'm studying Solomon and building and just understanding certain things. So yeah, it just depends on the season. Like yesterday, I was reading, and then it just came to me, for instance, how Solomon came to be king. I'm like, this is succession planning in the Bible. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at how now the name will come, something Adonijah, the name is not coming, but his son decided to be king. And then he was kicked out because he wasn't the one David appointed. So it's just learning different things from the Bible. You get so much from it. I love it. I love it.
True. There's so much in the Bible, and I love, stories about Abigail, Esther, Ruth.
Fabulous women.
Oh, fabulous women, exactly.
Yep.
The Bible,
Change makers. I mean, boldness. Like,
they
the Bible that's it. That's the book. That's where to go.
so
Yes.
you're not odd at all. You're on point.
I'm
Okay.
happy.
The last question. How do we
Okay.
you? Anyone listening saying, oh,
How do you find? All right. And then my mind went blank. How do you find me? So on social media, on Instagram, Mary_Asante Asamoah. All other socials, well, Family Business Diaries. On YouTube, Family Business Diaries as well. LinkedIn, Mary Asante Asamoah. And yeah, if you want to send an email, it's mary@familybusinesshub.co. Yep.
fabulous.
My name, just use my name to search for me. You find me.
Simple, yeah. Thank you so much, Mary, for making time. And I look
Thank you.
when you get to speak to our women leaders and we
I'm
delve.
excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited. We're going to make a difference, ladies. We'll change the narrative. So get ready. Get ready.
Amen.
And then 10 years from now, I mean, we'll come and it'll be so different, right? We'll be so proud of all that we've done together. So I look forward to it.
Prophesy.
Yes. Amen.
FAB Ashanti, a haven nestled at the tip of Kumasi, where fresh air meets serenity. FAB Ashanti is a residential learning and event space perfect for your corporate training, staff retreat, group hangouts, and wedding receptions. With 4 rooms and 15 beds, you and your group can sleep comfortably. What makes us special? FAB Ashanti is not just a space, it's a commitment. By choosing us, you support community projects empowering women and youth. Join us at FAB Ashanti off Aful Junction, Abuabukesi, Kumasi. FAB Ashanti, here we grow.
Here's what I'm thinking. What a beautiful interview. And I just sent a message to Mary thanking her. She's really made my afternoon, just this interview has got me thinking about some things, God has his own way of giving us messages and directing our thoughts and all. And I just feel so grateful after this interview with Mary. All these interviews are always a blessing to me, and I've received something from it. I hope that you watching me have also received something and you're going to run with this. And for the ladies joining us for the iFAB Women Leaders Retreat, that's the day one. This is where we are working with African women business leaders, and Mary is going to be one of the speakers. We will delve some more. If you are in our network, you're in our community, and you've been attending our retreats and the events already, the first day is open to you. You can go on and sign up if there are still spots left, because for this one, it's usually a smaller number. I look forward to seeing you and having deeper conversations on succession planning. Listen, ladies, our businesses must outlive us. Like, Amadankan cannot die and her name is gone, her business is gone. Like, the Fabulous Woman Network is no more because she's dead. Oh my God, forbid this. I pray that we do the best we can, putting things in place. Like Mary was saying, it doesn't have to be a huge business for you to put things in place, your accounting in order and things like that. And for us at the Fabulous Woman Network, we've been going through these changes, working with the advisory board and doing a lot of things, trying to make sure that it lives after us, even beyond us when we are dead and gone. So, and it's not just when we are dead and gone, but when I'm gone on some vacation for like 2 months and my business is running, money is still flowing, impact is still being made, then I would know that I am really doing what will make God say, well done, my good and faithful servant. So yeah, thank you very much. I know I'm blabbing, but I'm just so happy and excited. And listen, if you haven't heard already, let me just remind you one last time, our 10th anniversary is in April. God has been good. The Fabulous Woman Network is 10 years. Can you believe this? 10 years! And we are inviting all of you. If you're listening to me, yes, then you are the one. Or if you're watching me, we are inviting you to Kumasi for the anniversary. We are going to celebrate with a gala night. It's a free event. You just have to register, because if your name is not on the guest list, it will not be cool. It won't be cool that you come and we can't let you in. So please register and join us. And please, if you're happy to make a donation, it will be a blessing. We are having the iFAB mentoring program for youth that we serve, the youth in underserved communities. We are mentoring them on going green. We have a series of activities lined up, and you can read all about it in the link. Until the next time we meet again on Mind Your Business, is Ta Toodles. Bye-bye.
Mind Your Business is one of our free resources available on YouTube. And if you prefer to work with me one-on-one as your coach, as a consultant, or as a trainer, it starts with a discovery call. Head to amadankan.com/store to book a discovery call with me.